guys, it's coffee time. I just got done cleaning up water for the second time today. For the second time in like a couple of hours because I knocked over I knocked over this exact water bottle twice. The first time it literally was like, it fell over. It keeps getting hit by my chair because my chair, like the back of it does this, you know, like when people draw really weird jock characters in cartoons, they always have a tiny waist and then they turn into just a triangle of a person. That's basically how my chair is. So I keep like spinning it and then it hits the side and just knocks it over, right? And of course I left the lid off because I'm a dummy. So the first time that it hit, it just fell over and was gushing out water. Just like gushing it everywhere. So there's a big ol' water bit right there in that corner of my desk. And then in aggravation, I moved it over here and then I hit it again and it started gushing water that way. So I was like, no! Got so frustrated. But I'm also the sort of dumb person who has like important papers and things over here, so like all of those are wet and I'm like, meh, even though I know that it's my fault, you know, there's no one I can blame for any of this but myself. And my chair that looks like a jock from a cartoon. So, I'm so excited because this weekend is BlizzCon, and more than anything, I mean, BlizzCon is fun, but I'm really, really excited to see my cousins, because like Tierney's gonna be there and all of them, like that whole part of the family is gonna be at BlizzCon, so I'm really, really excited to hang out with them a bunch. I think Polaris is doing some stuff, but I honestly don't know. I was like, I'm just gonna do my thing and hang out with my cousins and enjoy BlizzCon and whatever. I'm really hoping that I get to actually see JP, because JP and I have been at the same events so many times and never found each other. We've been at the same parties before and not found each other. I think the Twitch party from PAX Prime? Whichever one, I'm sure I talked about it on here, whichever one it was that I was like, oh man, it happened at a bowling alley and it was super chill. That one, we were at that exact same party. We were like Twitter messaging each other, but my phone, like, a lot of people were having the same problem where there was just such a density of people where your phone wasn't always working great. So like I would get Twitter messages way later and he'd be like, hey, where are you? I'm walking around. I'd be like, I'm here. But he sent that forever ago, right? And then vice versa. So I'm hoping this time we've traded phone numbers. So like we're gonna find each other. I'm gonna say hi to you. I don't even care if you're just like so drunk you don't remember it. I don't care. I'm gonna come and say hi to you and give you a big hug, and then the spell will be broken, the curse will be over, and we'll be official friends, so. Oh man, speaking of Blizzard, I played some bad Hearthstone games today. Like, real bad. I haven't played Hearthstone in quite a while. Like, maybe a little over a month. So, I finished Dark Souls on stream. It took about an hour and a half. And I was like, well, I'll hang out until 3. So, I did a straw poll and everybody wanted me to play Boogers, but unfortunately Boogers isn't actually a game, it was just merely something to type into that final 4th slot. So, in the end everyone asked me to play Hearthstone. I was like, okay, but I'm bad. And man, I got so frustrated with myself to the point that like, I had to move chat to the other monitor because like, I was so frustrated with myself that when I would look over and see comments about how bad I was at the game, it just like made me so much more frustrated than I already was. So I like moved chat to the side, and then once I calmed down a little bit I moved chat back, and they were like, are we not grounded anymore? I was like, it was kind of like that. It was like I put chat in timeout. I was like, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You can come back when you behave. It was funny, but man, I'm not good at Hearthstone, guys. I'm not good at it. But Dark Souls was fun. I tried to do the DLC and then remembered that I haven't bought the DLC. So I like got to the door to like get navigated to the DLC area and it just said closed in big letters, and I was like, I know why that's happening, because I don't own it. So really, it makes sense that I'm not able to just walk into this DLC area. Yep. Yep. But, there's something I was gonna tell you guys, and I'm trying to remember what it was. I don't remember. I've decided that my novel for NaNoWriMo is going to be a choose-your-own-adventure, which presents all sorts of new issues. Because basically I had so many different things that I wanted to do with it that I was like, you know what? I love dating sims, I love choose-your-own-adventure type stuff. I'm just gonna write a choose-your-own-adventure book. So I got this program that's awesome, by the way. If ever you need basically like a mind tree program, there's an app that I've been messing with all day. It's called Simple Mind Plus, and you can get the free version. And it's dope. You just like for me, I typed in the first time that there's a branching like choice, and then you just make little trees. The trees just go all over the place, and so I can't show this to you because it'll ruin things, but it's super fun. It's really cool because you can like color code stuff, you can you have complete control over how the tree looks. So like if the branches are going in a direction where you're like, visually that's irritating me, you can literally move anything anywhere that you want it to be, which is so cool. I don't know why it's so satisfying to me to mess with it. I was at the post office today and I was just like typing in so many things. It's just like, this is so fun. It's so fun. But you know, it's kind of like a way to make an outline for yourself. And I feel like if ever I was going to actually commit to making like kind of a BS, you know, dating sim or visual novel of some sort, I would use that program. Because it's just so clean and satisfying to use. At first, I found it because I looked up, I legitimately just typed into Google, I was like, how to write a choose-your-own-adventure book. It was like, how do people keep this straight? Like, I don't even know how, like, say I'm using Microsoft Word, right? I don't even know how to make it super clean, because with Choose Your Own Adventure it has to be very, very clean in terms of go to this page to get this next part of the story, go to this page to get this next part of the story. And I'm like, what if the formatting gets off? Like how do I make sure that all of this is really clear, not only to me, but to the person who's eventually going to read it, right? So I looked up a bunch of stuff, and this app came up a lot. I was like, this is something that'll help you kind of keep it all straight. So I've been messing with it, and it's so fun. It's so fun. The other thing that was suggested was this thing called, I think it starts with Ink. Inkle Studios, is that it? Yes. Inkle Writer. Inkle Writer Beta is a interactive story thing. It's basically made for choose your own adventure stories, but I really hate the way that it looks. Like, the UI bothers me so much. Every paragraph is shown as like a new torn piece of paper, so that you have the option to like mix and match things, but I'm like, oh my god, it's so visually frustrating to me because it makes it look like every paragraph is a completely separate thing. And I'm like, no, when I'm reading this, I want to feel like this is all, you know, one chunk of story. But it doesn't feel that way at all. It's just like so frustrating to read. It's like if I messed with it more, I'd probably be fine with it. But right now I'm like, this is so, I can't figure out how to use this in a way that doesn't just upset me every cell. So maybe I'll mess with that a bit more, but right now it's really fun to write that. It's been really fun doing that with Erin and just kind of like poking at it, you know. I have the problem where I go back and I completely rewrite sections and then I'm like, oh, well, my word count has not changed, or it's less now. I'm like, this seems to be a bit more concise. It's supposed to be your first draft, right? It's not supposed to be the final product, but I want it, I still if I think of a way to make something better, I want to do it now, you know? And sometimes you need to just ignore that so that you can move on. But again, I'm not a writer, so I'm just like, whatever. But it's fun. It's fun. It's a fun little project. Actually, I have another project that I'm trying to make happen that's kind of exciting, but it's something that wouldn't happen until like early next year, probably. It's like a much bigger thing, so if it gets approved, if it's something that can happen, it's gonna be super cool. It would be just like so cool. But I shouldn't have even brought it up. I hate bringing things up and then being like, but I can't tell you anything about it, because then I feel like the worst. But yeah, there's some cool stuff happening. There's some cool stuff happening, and BlizzCon's this weekend, and I get to see friends and family, and wonderful, wonderful. Oh, side note, before I sign off, Dandelion is on like a small hiatus because Cry is on a break. So I won't be putting up any Dandelion for a little bit, probably like a couple weeks. So I'm trying to find a different game, a different inappropriate game that I can play in its place. So wish me luck on that, and if you have any suggestions, feel free to suggest them in the comments here. But I will go, and I hope you guys have an amazing day, or an amazing rest of your day, or I hope your day was amazing. And I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. Mwah.